Well, thanks for joining us today. I just wanted to introduce you, and then you've been such a pleasant uh, client. I'd say a success story, a pleasant client, and a great success story. So, thanks for joining, and just let me pick your brain a little bit. So, we have today Chris Boggs. I'll let him introduce himself. Chris, just tell us a little bit about yourself and the company.
Hey, Autumn. Well, thank you for having me. I'm Chris Boggs. I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm the Director of Operations for Cremation Society of Maryland, as well as McNabb Funeral Home. We are a direct cremation provider that is high volume, very fast paced. We're looking to grow our traditional brand as well, which is the McNabb brand, and Parting Pro is definitely helping us do that. So it has been a wild, I would say, what did we start in August? Now it's December, so it's been a very rewarding journey for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, we're so excited that you're on board with us. So, I just figured I'd start with tell us about before Parting Pro, like the world before Parting Pro. What problems were you experiencing, or any kind of frustrations that you could share?
Well, I think it was the same for all funeral homes, everybody in the same industry. What we were running into was, we were redeveloping our process and redeveloping how we were going to handle arrangements. So, just like everybody else, we jumped on the, DocuSign bandwagon, and then you have, Sign Now or PDF Sign, Adobe Sign, whatever you want. We were just doing the old school thing. We were going into case management, having to print out forms, scan them in, add fields, add text box, and send everything, then have to upload it for another client, and so forth, so forth. So, we were seeing a very, our case velocity was turning into much longer than it really needed to be. And, once we, started working with Parting Pro, I mean, it's cut it in half. I find now that the paperwork is coming back so quickly and options are coming back from families so fast that our staff is trying to keep up versus when it's
Oh,
vice
funny.
versa. So that's a great thing.
Nice. So a good problem to have. That's awesome. Yeah, I noticed with a lot of, especially like high volume firms, you really don't have the luxury of just taking your time, you know, going through the pace where if you're doing, whether it's a phone arrangement where your staff has to be, hand holding the family somewhat, those extra steps can kill the process. But why not give your families a self-serve option as well? Some people want that, can do it. So I feel like Parting Pro gives the perfect mix. I don't know what your thoughts were on that, because phone arrangements versus like a self-serve, you can do both.
Well, let's be honest. Our clientele nowadays, the generation that we're serving, their parents are passing away. Their parents were the folks that wanted to come in, have that face-to-face conversation, be able to touch, feel, what they're purchasing, things like that. And now, we're in a day and age of a society that if I can sit on my couch and be able to order my groceries and never have to leave my house, I know I prefer that.
Yeah.
And most customers are like that now. They want to be able, they want an on-demand society or on-demand business, and Parting Pro has allowed us to take our business model and make it on demand. I'll be at home at 11:30 at night. Next thing you know, the phone will ring. It's the auto dialer that a family, has picked services for an imminent call or a pre-need call. You know what I mean? Our lead to start getting things rolling. People are sitting at home scrolling through our sites all hours, all times of the day, and now they have the capability of sitting there and doing everything right from a mobile device, and it's absolutely amazing.
Awesome. So it gives you a little bit more mobile, like in transit mobile capabilities on your end. I call it a mobile office in a way as
Oh,
well.
I can so the call will come right through. I can go onto my web browser on my phone and I can send my forms right to my family, versus if I happen to pull out my laptop or do this or do that. If I'm, out at dinner with the family, I could step out, go into the car, pull up my browser, send all my docs that I need to send, have my conversation with my next of kin, and I'm ready for the next call.
Awesome. Yeah, so it sounds like it's tremendously improved, just like the live, it's live at your fingertips, both for your families and you, like your staff. So it sounds like a lot of time savings. Is there any testament to like the merchandise sales is a huge thing for us, or
Absolutely.
just increase of revenue? Why can't we do both at the same? I could say kill two birds with one stone, save you time and make you money. So have you seen
It's done both.
increased revenue?
Oh, absolutely. To get that, I did not. I've literally been so busy this week. I've not had time to really dig into the financials, but I know, our average contract value has probably gone up about $400 to $500 just in merchandise. Because one of the things with Sign Now, DocuSign, or whatever platform you're using to send your documents over, sometimes there's a breakdown because now you have to find a way to send, whether it be a Word document or a PDF document of your merchandise. When you send your proposal email through Parting Pro, they're going through, they're seeing every casket that could be every option that's there for merchandise, urns, cremation jewelry, keepsake jewelry, and like, don't even tell me about the times, don't even get me started about the time saving of having the stuff drop shipped directly to me.
Yeah.
That's amazing too.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, we try to make that hands off for, that's an option through Parting Pro. So yeah, it sounds like all good stuff. What would you say is your two favorite, if you're thinking feature wise, if you could throw out features, what's your two favorite things of Parting Pro?
So one of my main things that I really, really like is the fact that once I've sent things to a client or to a family, I can see, one, the email has been delivered. I can then see that the email has been opened. And what I like is that sometimes, things go to the wayside for a family, and we'll get that automatic reminder, based on the time settings in the program and things like that, to kind of keep things moving forward. So I'm not trying to play phone tag or catch up with this because now I'm working on this call, or vice versa. The second thing I love is the identification feature. The
Oh,
fact that, before, especially during the peaks of COVID, we would have to send a photograph to a family in their email, and that, that photograph's not there all the time. One of the things I love about Parting Pro is once they successfully identify that that is their loved one, it just fades away. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So I think that's, sometimes we get the request for them to receive it again because they want to keep it. That's fine. But some folks, they don't want that in their inbox constantly, and they might have a hard time actually bringing themselves to delete that photograph.
Yeah. Yeah. It keeps you compliant. It's respectful to the families
Hmm.
and loved ones. So yeah, that's awesome. Great. I know we've talked about reviews as well, so that stood out from our
Oh,
previous conversations. So that's like I sometimes call that the bonus feature of Parting Pro, but that's a huge thing in a competitive market when people are Googling or searching online for funeral services or, cremation or whatnot, and you pop up and yet now you're standing out over
mhm.
the competition. It sounds like your reviews have built. So can you tell us a little bit about that
Well, I
success?
think before Parting Pro, we were not actively soliciting reviews from our families that are served. I think we had, 9 reviews. We're at 55 at a 4.8 rating through Google. That's not including, what's been put on Yelp or any other the other review platforms that's offered for the families. One of the big things that I've noticed is that you start ranking higher with Google and their algorithms for searches based on your quality score for your reviews, things like that, and that's all organic. So that's not a separate AdWords campaign or anything like that. It's once I mark that case complete, I don't know what the time frame is, but the automatic email to be able to review our services goes right to the family. We have gotten some really amazing feedback, and it is sometimes, especially when we're so fast paced and we're dealing with so many families, it's easy for us to get discouraged and tired. And every once in a while to get that, really awesome review, okay, it reignites the flame, and we're back on the horse ready to go again.
Yeah. Sounds like you're that perfect candidate to when I do my, I'm showcasing our product. It's like, this is what it can do for you. It's done that for you. And I'd say from a lot of our folks that are considering Parting Pro, one thing that's important to y'all is we don't want to be pushy. We don't want to be pushy
Nope.
salespeople. We don't want to hound people over the phone and babysit their paperwork. So it sounds like those gentle auto reminders, asking for a review in a way that just says, "Hey, it's an easy way to leave a review, but you don't have to." It's pretty soft. It's like soft selling. Do you feel like that allows you to do your job without being pushy?
Well, I think what Parting Pro and how I explained it to, once we instituted everything, we got everything up and running. I did my onboarding with Ashley and stuff like that to figure out, how to use the software efficiently. Um, to go back and explain it to some of the more seasoned directors and things like that, it's if you're sitting at home and you're on a car website and you're going to build your car. You're adding this in, you're adding that in. And then at the end, you get that price tag. Guess what? This is what you built. It's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
You have no problem now buying that car. It's the same thing. We are putting all the options in front of every. So my rule of thumb is every option, every family, every time.
Okay.
And Parting Pro does that right from the start. When they click your link,
Mhm,
it brings you there. There are all of your service options.
mhm.
So you pick exactly what you want: direct cremation, memorial service, traditional, etc. And then you just work your way through. Here's what's included with this price. If you want to change that, you can. Here's what's included with this price for an urn. But if you want to change that, you can. It's
Yeah.
all at the fingertips of the customer. And that's what makes it invaluable. They're not sitting behind a desk. They're not feeling that I'm trying to push something on them.
Mhm.
They're making the conscious decision themselves.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they feel good about it.
And it sounds
It's
like it gives you consistency for the masses. If your one director might forget to tell them about a certain piece of the package, it
yep,
doesn't, you don't miss that with being able to display it to everyone.
yep. And then of course, if you get the option where the family's like, well, you know what, I want this, but I don't want a register set. I'll bring my own. I'll go buy it from such and such. Or, we're going to bring our own memorial DVD, whatever. It's super easy. You just go in, you remove it, and it automatically credits that price right to,
Yeah.
the contract for you. So you're making it super simple,
Mhm.
and it's super easy for the family. You know what I mean? They know exactly what they have, what they're walking away with, and they're ready to go.
Yeah. I always say you have the front face to let the family make the selection, but the back side it connects to that. I think that's personally why we stand out from other online arrangers, quote
Mhm.
unquote, because that robust back office to help you update things on the fly, handhold the family if you need to. I
Mhm.
always say it's like you go to Target, you're all self checkout and you're looking and the person who mans all those self checkouts, you need help at the self checkout. Come here, help me click this off my screen. And with Parting Pro, you guys can do that on your end. Like your directors can step in and out and help them.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, great. Awesome. It sounds, I'm so glad to hear your feedback. It's so exciting. One flip gears a little bit. So you guys did set up with us. I would love for you to share anything about how easy it was for you, or maybe not, like how smooth was the setup for you? And
Well,
that's our goal, is to make it super simple. So like, hey, we build it for you and it's kind of plug and play.
let's see. We had our first meeting and we discussed what Parting Pro really was and what you guys offered. And then I think we talked at like 10 in the morning, and I think by like 1 o'clock we were in agreement and moving forward. Um, you know, Caroline, absolutely amazing. Thoroughly loved working with her. She was above and beyond.
Yeah.
It was simple. I sent you my GPL, sent you my CPL, my outer burial, any miscellaneous merchandise, and then I think it was, I, I don't even think it was 2 weeks. And then within 2 weeks, next thing you know, it was our follow up call just with Caroline to make sure, hey, here's your store design. This is what it looks like. It's not live. You can go through, you can play with it, get used to it. You go through, you make your edits, your approvals. Within the next week and a half, 2 weeks, you're on with your client success manager, and you're learning and navigating the system. I spent an hour, with Ashley, and again, anybody that can operate a computer can operate Parking Pro. It's literally click and send. You know, that's another great features. The family, as they're going through, are building the vital statistics, getting everything ready for you. So really, once that case comes through, you've got everything at your fingertips. You know who you're dealing with. You know who your next of kin are. You're ready to go to your authorization stages.
Mhm.
It's I would say we were operational within 5 weeks, ready to go live. You know, merged onto our website, and then our biggest thing is how are we going to make sure that when a case comes through, we get a call. Next thing actually, well, here's the auto dialer. This is what happens. You get an email, you get a text message, your phone rings, so your answering service knows. They give us a call after hours. Hey, you got a new case in Parting Pro. Hop on.
Yeah.
It's super easy. The onboarding was so simple. It didn't take up much of my time. But again, it's just when you get your list of what is needed, as long as you provide it back,
Mhm.
I didn't really have to worry about anything. It was so easy, it was ridiculous,
Right.
and we've done it for now, what, 2 companies and getting ready after the first year to add our 3rd company for you, you
So it
know?
keeps getting like, because we know you now, you're back to Caroline to build it again, back to
Mhm.
Ashley to like train y'all, or just making sure it's all your ducks in a row. So yeah, seems like it goes smoother and smoother as you add on.
Every time. For the next build, I imagine it's just like, let me know when it's ready to go on the website, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I always tell people, if people are watching right now, we're even going even faster because you're a high volume. So we want to make sure we're dedicated to get you up. We say 30 days, but I mean, we can get people rock and rolling in 2 weeks. But of
Mhm.
course, there's just, hey, let's train you on how to use this dashboard. And I think for me, a testament why I love working for Parting Bros, I feel confident handing you to our team. So you were assigned to Ashley, for example. She was a director. She managed in a funeral home. So I know we had a tweak into your policies procedures, so we made that slight change in the way you guys take payments, for example.
Yeah.
So, I feel confident just handing you over to them because they're the ones who are the experts and can kind of strategize with you if needed.
Let me tell you, the best thing, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where, even on weekends, and I think what was it, Thanksgiving, I was able to text you guys and we were able to get things resolved, stuff like, holidays, weekends, Sundays, whatever. There's somebody that's available to make sure that, your system's running operationally and it's ready to go. If there's ever been an issue with something being down, we constantly get notifications that, hey, we are aware of this issue, we're actively working on it, but it's never affected us to where we still couldn't get our job done.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. You've been, like I said, a pleasure to work with. We really value your input, and I feel like just the more we partner, we're a partner with you guys. So thank you so much. And if you could say something in like maybe a quick blurb for anyone, you're a cremation society. So of
Mhm.
course it's kind of designed for that. But as things are progressing, the way things are headed, you decided to, hey, for our traditional brand too, our traditional funeral home, what would you say to a traditional guy who's like, do I need to think
It
ahead? Do I
works.
have to get with the times or no?
I would, because since we put it on the funeral home side, we're seeing the same success with cases, pre-need,
Okay.
things like that. Because again, it doesn't matter whether it's cremation or it's burial. Because
Mhm.
I can do a full service cremation. The only difference is I'm going to the crematory. I'm not going to the cemetery. Everything else is exactly the same.
Yeah.
All my authorizations are there. I mean, it's a no-brainer. If you're teeter-tottering, set up an appointment, have a conversation, do a demo of the program. Because I mean, once you showed me exactly how this works, it was like, okay, why are we doing so much extra work when there's a program and software that can do it for us?
Yeah. I've noticed a lot of people are concerned about this will take over my job. And I always say, if it's just if you're more traditional, of course, for cremation brands, it's like it makes sense. But even if you're traditional, you could still have people walking through your door. There just might be a segment, like your out of towners or a segment of people looking to do something online. Why not give that option? And then take away, if you have to do phone arrangements anyway, take away the monotonous side so that you can, as a director, be present and, happy with your families and, do your job. I feel like it just takes off the monotonous side of it.
Well, here's the thing.
Not taking away their job. I don't,
Yeah,
I,
no, you
I
still
see
got
where,
to have that license. You know what I mean? You still got to have that person with the license sign the contract. Here's the thing. What I find and why this program works so successful with us is during the first call, we take the extra 10 or 15 minutes and explain to the family this. We even offer, do you want to come in and do arrangements or do you want to handle things electronically? Full service, traditional, direct. All of them get the same option.
got it.
99.9% of the times, if I can handle this electronically, let's do it electronically.
Okay.
Absolutely. We're going to get your name, email address. I can even sit there, grab the vitals, start pre-filling a lot of that information in on the basic screen. And the families are so happy, even the older clients, because I was expecting to get a little pushback from the older clients,
Mm,
people that we serve and things like that. But the feedback that we received that it was so easy for them because, one, if the weather's bad, they didn't need to have to come out of their house. It's
yeah.
been absolutely phenomenal. So if you're on the fence, you're teeter tottering, it's not going to replace anyone's job. You
Mhm.
know, if anything, it's going to increase your business enough to where you're going to have to hire more people to handle the caseload that's coming through the door.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much. I love hearing the feedback, and I guess here's to more opportunities and continuing to partner. So thanks
Here's to
again. Hopefully this is
2023.
to other people watching. So have a great, we'll be talking soon.
Talk to you soon, Autumn. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris.
Bye.
Bye.